Hello and welcome to another episode of Anthony Scouts. Um, yeah, it's been a heavy week. It's been a great week of football actually. But for us United fans, it's been a tragedy. But yeah, let's get this show on the road. Yes, but so it's been a hectic week. The Premier League and then the Champions League. But for us neutrals, for us that love football, football every 3 days. It's not too bad, is it? So, um, yeah, incredible week we had. I got to start the Champions League with Aston Villa's win over Bayern Munich, which I thought was incredible. The atmosphere and the stadium, Champions League nights at Villa Park, can't get much better than that. But yeah, Aston Villa put up a performance that you know, they truly deserve. When the team sheets were read out at the start of the game, I thought, when Aston Villa announced their team sheets at the start, I thought, Diego Carlos at centre back because he looked shaky. He looked quite shaky against Ipswich at the weekend. So I thought, oh, that's a tricky one for Villa. I think Kane and Gnabry who always cuts inside and in between the right centre half and the right back. It's going to be a tricky one. So but yeah, um, when as soon as you know when as soon as the game started, Aston Villa's back four were on it. Paul Torres, Diego Carlos, Ezri Konza, Lucas Digne is another one. Who I thought could have been, given a tough time by Michael Olise, but I thought Aston Villa's defenders were tremendous on the day, on the night. Put in a top performance, and it was a true Unai Emery, tactical master plan. He had a plan. You know, I heard Morgan Rogers said at the end of the game, Aston Villa knew that they weren't going to have much of the ball, but you know they were planning to pick their moments. They were planning to stay as solid as possible, and that was the case, especially in the first half. Bayern Munich were only restricted to like one or two clear cut chances. I think Elise shot from the outside of the box, which was brilliantly saved from Martinez, who I thought was tremendous. When people say he's the best in the world, he really is the best in the world. I think incredible goalkeeper. It's not just his quality; it's his character. It's the way he carries himself in that goal. It's the way he leads by example. The way he's like a goalkeeper that's a midfielder. Not because of his ball playing abilities, but you know he's just so confident, you know shouting at everyone. That leadership. He's a yeah, incredible performance from Emmy Martinez. Um, um, but yeah, but Bayern were only restricted to the two or three clear cut chances in the first half. Alicia shot. I think Kane had a chance. Um, there were other instances where Bayern got in, but through brilliant defending or Martinez saving, that Villa stood firm, and that's the beauty of the Champions League when you're playing these top teams. And by the way, this new structure of the Champions League, I think it's terrific. I think it's going really well now. You saw other results. Lille beating Real Madrid 1-0. I thought that was an impressive win as well. Some top performances from Lille, and Benfica battering Atletico Madrid for 4-0. It's these results that you want to see every match week. You want to see every game week of the Champions League. And we saw that Villa beating Bayern Munich was a top example. Aston Villa first time in Europe since the 1980s. And then you know in their last European season they played Bayern Munich. So this that history, is that that fanfare of you know football. Those incredible nights. And Villa tasted that really well. Again, I thought they were fantastic. I thought they were excellent. I thought they were terrific. Um, some notable performances. The back line, all of the back line was brilliant. I thought Yuri Tielemans was superb. You know, there was this discourse around him. There's always been this discourse around Euro Tielemans that he's a top ball player, but you can run rings around him sometimes. But yeah, he was excellent from start to finish. He kept things flowing. The way he was received the ball under pressure, the way he kept things ticking over under pressure. Because Bayern was so aggressive. Bayern were there, high line, and the way they counter press as well. So when they're attacking, they always have players in close proximity to each other. So as soon as they lose the ball, they're on it quickly. But I thought Tielemans was excellent. He wasn't only just winning the ball and then just kicking it in. No, he had intention. He had real intention of his passes. As soon as Villa broke, they tried to find Ollie Watkins in space, and so many times he could have got through. There was the one chance where Upamecano fouled Watkins when he was literally going to be through on goal. But which I was surprised the referee didn't intervene on that, because that was a clear foul. You see that the Upamecano's legs tangled with Watkins, which brought him down, and it was clearly intentional as well. So, and then there's another instance where Watkins was through. The ball came from Emi Martinez. He's kicking, amazing kicking. And the ball came over, and then just so much space in between Neuer and Upamecano, which Watkins could have exploited, but Upamecano brought him down, so he could have been sent off. He could have been 2 yellows. But I don't think Villa will be worried by that. Will be worried by that in the slightest, because they got the win in the end. But yeah, there were so many instances, where Tielemans played some lovely through passes, lovely football. And then when Amadou Onana came off of an injury, he's hoping that he's fit for the weekend, or he's fit for the because Villa do need him. But yeah, even when Barkley came on for him, you thought Bayern are gonna come and grab this now, because they don't have much security in there. But yeah, Tielemans and Barkley held it down really well. Barkley with his lovely jinking and movement, the body deception. I thought it was excellent when he came on as well. Because again, he hasn't had that the start that he would have expected. But he came on yesterday and truly showed why Emery brought him in on a free transfer. Just what they need, especially on these Champions League nights. Someone to get on the ball and dictate, and to have that in Tielemans and Barkley as your centre midfielders is excellent. Again, Tielemans was I think my man of the match, alongside Martinez. I thought Tielemans was excellent, but yeah, we've got to speak about the match winner, John Duran. What a player! What a player! If you take a look at the guy's goal catalogue for Villa over the course of the end, the latter stages of last season and this season, and what he's doing until now, his goal catalogue is incredible. It's probably got to be one of the best the football's ever seen. He never scores tap-ins. He never scores it's nearly every goal. It's a worldie. Not nearly every goal. It's something where you think, wow, John Durant, he's got everything. I think he's going to be a top striker. He's a freak. He's got that presence. He's got that arrogance about him. When he comes on the pitch, something's gonna happen. He's got that aura. When he comes on the pitch, when Villa need a goal, something's gonna happen with John Durant. I think that's how good he is. And we've seen it. He's the best sub in the world right now. So, he's got everything. His rangy size, he's got aerial ability. He can hold the ball up well. He can receive the ball even further away from the final third. He can hold it up well, can pass and bring others into play. I think he's got everything. And he's athletic. He's those long legs and octopus legs to win duels and Even when even when he's pressing, he's gonna put in the work because he's got that aura about him. When he's on the pitch, something happens. Yeah, that goal was terrific. The ball played from Pau Torres, who's an excellent passer of the ball. But John Duran, if you watch his movement, he he leaves Upamecano's vicinity. You know, that small minute movement, and then he tells Torres, okay, yeah, through here, gets the ball, and then even when he gets the ball, he takes one look. Just watch the goal. Watch the goal closely. He takes one look, one swift look. He knows where Neuer is, and the rest is history. Excellent player. And when you're a striker who knows where the goal is, who is aware of your surroundings before you even take a shot, or not even just that, just taking one look is all he needed. 1 millisecond was all he needed to try the audacious attempt, and he achieved it. Which, yeah, incredible finishing. His ball striking ability, as I've always, when I've praised John Duran, countless times, I've always mentioned his ball play and his ball striking ability, which is incredible. Um, but yeah, I thought Villa were terrific on the night. I thought they were amazing performance. And it's, when Villa kept Bayern, apart till halftime, I thought, yeah, Villa can win this. Villa get Duran on that pitch. I actually thought that at halftime, get Duran on that pitch, something's gonna happen, and it did. But yeah, incredible. Unai Emery, the way he's transformed Villa um, over the past couple of years has been amazing. You know, got them from in the relegation zone to playing Champions League football on a Tuesday and a Wednesday night. Incredible job he's done. You know, and the thing is with Villa, they're so tactically flexible. They can get you on the counter, they can get you through pressing hard work. They can play with their play out from the back in excellent and play out from the back. They're so tactically flexible. They can hit you in so many ways, and United have got a fare for that on the weekend when they play Villa, because although United beat them last season, it could be a different story right now. I don't think Villa are going to make the same mistakes as last season. I think yeah, they're gonna be incredibly hard to stop. To be honest, right now I can't even see United coming away with anything. But yeah, I thought Villa were they're an excellent unit. Every time you watch them, they're gonna do something impressive. And I think that's why they are strong. They are strong favourites to continue the you know continue fighting for that top four, even probably possibly getting in there. And I said at the start, when I started this podcast, that if Villa can if Villa can manage Champions League and Premier League football, I think they're going to be totally fine. And by the looks of it, they're they're suiting to the demands very well. They're acclimatizing to it. They're getting used to it. And there's going to be more tough games to come. It's going to be non-stop, especially after the international break this month. But yeah, I think they're dealing with it really well. Beat young boys, truly battered young boys. Should have got more than 3 goals there. Beat Bayern, which is a wonderful performance. But yeah, I think Villa will be fine. Here's just hoping that Amadou Onana isn't injured, or you know someone else came off with an injury. With an injury. Forgot who it was. Because Amadou Onana came off an injury. Someone else too. Yeah, it's just they've got to stay clear of injuries. For me, and John McGinn missed the game. Um, And I feel he would have been gutted, as captain, as being a Villa through and through for John McGinn. I thought he would have been gutted about missing that game. Um, but um, Villa, wonderful result, beating Bayern Munich. And this Bayern Munich, of course, they're under new management in Vincent Company, who I think he's done tremendous ever since he's joined. I think Bayern have scored like nearly 30 goals already under his management. So they're no pushovers. Kane, Gnabry, Alicia, Coleman, they even Musiala on the bench because of illness. But it came on and thought Villa handled him terrific brilliantly as well. Perfect performance from Villa. But let's move on to Arsenal against PSG. At the start of the game, I thought, I think I can't see PSG causing any problems, and again, it was the case. Arsenal were brilliant. Got their 2 goals, and then the second half they had to work for it. But PSG huffed and puffed, but they couldn't blow the Arsenal house that Arsenal defense down, man. That I said it countless times on this pod. Arsenal's defense is tip top. It's tip top. You're rarely gonna see them falter. Yeah, okay, yeah, we saw them again. Leicester City when Leicester came out from 2 goals down, but that's going to be a rare occurrence. Okay, yeah, City scoring, the 2-2 draw against City, but that's title rivals. But Arsenal's defense, especially on nights like this at the Emirates, PSG could not do anything. Could not, passed and passed and passed, but Arsenal just couldn't. PSG just they couldn't breach the Arsenal defense. Thought was excellent performance from Arsenal. Some great performances as well. Kai Havertz, who again, someone who when he joined the Gunners, people were saying, "Oh, how's he going to fit in? Why is Arteta buying him for? What's the reason? Like he was a failure. To be honest, he wasn't really a failure at Chelsea. He won them the Champions League. He scored the goal to beat City that won them the Champions League. To me, that's not a failure. But yeah, when he joined, people were saying, "Oh, okay, he's just a tool for nothing." But when I was seeing the fruits of that belief that Arteta had in him, and Kai Havertz has been magnificent. He's again, how Arteta's built this Arsenal side. Every one of them are physical specimens. Every one of them, tall. They've got a presence, and okay, apart from Saka and Martinelli, but you don't really need that physical presence from them. You just need that flair, and they've got that. And Odegaard and Gabriel Jesus. Well, Gabriel Jesus he's got that presence as well. But the way Arteta has built this team, every one of them, they're going to win their individual duels. That's how you beat Arsenal. If you want to beat Arsenal, you have to win your duels. You have to be physical. You have to be physical with them. You have to win those loose balls, win those second balls. But that's the thing. Arsenal are so good at doing them, and that was Arteta's plan all along, was to get Arsenal physically built up. And that's where they're so good. That's why they're so defensively sound. Saliba, Gabriel, look at that back line. Calafiori with his long legs and the way he can get a ball that seems too far from him. Jorian Timber, he may be short and nimble, but again, he's a physical specimen. He's aggressive. He's big. When he stands his ground, he looks as tall as Saliba. You know what I mean? So, the way Arsenal's it's intentional. The way Arteta's built this team, it's intentional. We're seeing the fruits now of how PSG couldn't get near them because Arsenal kept them at arm's length, but also steered them clear from their goal. You know what I mean? Kai Havertz, you can see it in him. He's not just technically sound, but when Arsenal don't want to play out from the back, when they want to kick it long over the press, they got Kai Havertz to win it. And again, Kai Havertz wins those duels. That's what Arteta saw in him, and that's what he's been doing. You know, I don't even want to bring up his aerial duels one right now in his stats because it will be huge. Arsenal always win their individual duels, and that's why they win games. That's why they're difficult to stop. That's why they're difficult to breach, because they win their individual duels. But yeah, for us, Arsenal were terrific. Even the second half, they didn't need to play. And people can say, "Oh, Arsenal went defensive," but if you can control the game, football's not just about controlling games on the ball. You've got to be defensively sound, and that's what Arsenal were. Arsenal, they controlled the game on the ball and off it. Just if you keep the team at arm's length, get them playing in front of you. Not, there's no way they can stop you with the physical freaks that Arsenal have in their team. Difficult, man, difficult. So yeah, that's how I feel Arsenal can go far in this Champions League. It's these games, as even though they are there, it's the league phase. Making sure that you grab 3 points, that you're in that top 8. When you're playing, is important. Making sure you're in the top 8. And I think Arsenal will be in the top 8. I think Arsenal will be in the top 5 even. I think they've got this locked down. But yeah, we'll see how we'll see how the rest of the fixtures go. But it's shaping up to be really good. We saw other results even on Tuesday. This league phase is really impressive, really exciting. Some good games that we've seen already. Even this week, we saw Barcelona winning, Bayer Leverkusen beating AC Milan. That's a good game. We're seeing big games on match week, match week 2. Some really good games. We're not seeing the big teams playing the small teams, but we're seeing big teams, big games straight away, which we probably wouldn't have got until like the latter stages of the group stage in normal, when in the normal format, but yeah, some really good ties already. The match week 1 we had City versus Inter. It's a huge game. But yeah, yesterday, on Tuesday, Dortmund beating Celtic 7-1, which was thrilling. Some really notable performances from Dortmund. Karim Adeyemi, fantastic player, fantastic talent. Again, some things he needs to work on. Sometimes slowing things down and composing himself, but his finishing on against Celtic was phenomenal. Serhou Guirassy, excellent player, excellent striker. I think he's got everything. And you can really see why Dortmund bought him in the first place. They're desperate to get him from Stuttgart. Stuttgart finished above Dortmund last season. But the fact that Dortmund prized him away just goes to show, how much they wanted him, how much they saw that he can fit. And when their strikers already in Sebastian Haller and Nicholas Füllkrug, who both now left to make space for Guirassy, just goes to show how good Guirassy is. But yeah, we're seeing that now. He's got everything. He's athletic. He's a he's built well. Looks after the ball well, despite his when you see lanky strikers like him, you don't think that they're going to be good on the ball, but he's terrific on the ball. I think one of his goals he scored against Celtic because he was so jinky with it, so flamboyant. The way he got away from his marker and then and finished was excellent. I think he's gonna be he's 28 now. He's in his prime, so don't want to get in his best years out of him. But yeah, if he can get Dortmund to challenge in the likes of Bayern and that consistently, why not? Excellent player. But yeah, fantastic result for Dortmund, 7-1. getting that result, especially so early in the tournament. Excellent result. City, you know, of course they're going to beat Slovan Bratislava. It's going to be that was going to be a rout, and so they did. But yeah, man, really looking forward to these games. These games in the Champions League. Yes, we saw Lille beating Real Madrid. Phenomenal result for Lille. These you wouldn't say Lille are a small team, but in comparison to the giants that we have in this tournament, getting that kind of result, incredible. That's what Champions League is about. That's what Champions League is for. But yeah, incredible performance. One player to watch out for in Lille is Lucas Chevalier, their goalkeeper, young goalkeeper. I think he's going to be one of the best of his generation, or arguably the best of his generation. I think he's got everything to be a tip-top goalkeeper, and we saw in that game the saves he made were incredible. I think he made close last-ditch saves from Bellingham, from Rudiger. I think he made a good save from Endrick as well. Lucas Chevalier, watch out for him. He's a good young keeper, good with his feet. The way he springs in the air, he's got a good leap. He's commanding of his area. When you look at him, you don't think you think he's a goalkeeper that's going to shirk. It's going to be too shy to too anxious to come out and command his box. But he despite that, he's got it. He can do that. That's one player to watch out for. Some other results that people may not have seen: Dinamo Zagreb drawing 2-2. There's one player there who I've written about from my Anthony Scouts platform. Anthony Scouts blogs is Martin Baturina. I made the bold prediction that he's going to be the next Luka Modric. And yeah, I truly see it. I think he's got the lot. Martin Baturina, look out for him. I think he's going to be a brilliant midfielder. He's got everything as well. He can play as a number 8. He can play as a number 10. If you need him as playing as a deep line player, alongside in a midfield too, he can do it. He's got the skills. He's got the technical ability, but he's also got the aggression as well. He can receive with his back to goal. He can receive on the half term. Get him in the final third. You can get him. He's so easy on the eye. The way he goes past players, the way he gets the ball and turns and drives with it as well. He's good ball carrying. But Martin Baturina, one for the future. I truly think he's going to be the next Luka Modric. He may not be just not winning as much titles, but in terms of having an impact on that Croatian team and being the one to lead the country forward after him. Yeah, I think he's got that in his locker. But yeah, and that's the beauty of the Champions League. Even for me, part of the reason why I do this Anthony Scouts is to look at young players, is to see what young players crops up from the those diamond in the roughs, and we're seeing a lot of them. Even PSG had some in their team. Warren's there, Emery, João Neves, Vitinho, Barcola, Desiree Doué. Some top talents and in this competition. And if you keep on watching this podcast, you'll see. I'm always going to be picking out some young talents to watch in the Champions League, and that's why we love the competition, because it always throws up gems like that. You see small teams beating the big teams, but you see players that you never knew, players that you weren't familiar with, that are always cropping up and can become superstars. I've named a few already. But yeah, that's why we love the competition, and that's why this league phase will be really good. Some other results, we saw Brest beating Red Bull Salzburg. Brest, another team that's come up from the from the lows in the French divisions, but are now matching it with the elite in Europe. They've won 2 from 2 already. Beat Sturm Graz, beat Salzburg, but they will get difficult games coming up. But they'll want they'll hold their own. You know what I mean? Because they got they're defensively good, which from what I've seen so far. But yeah, it's those teams that you think may not know about, but throwing up some good results, some good performances. But yeah, as I said before, the Champions League is always the one to watch. You love when you have Premier League and then Champions League, or Premier Leagues, Serie A and all that stuff, and on the Saturday and Sunday during the week you get the Champions League, which is beautiful. And I know people have been complaining about too many games, too much games, and to be honest, I agree with it. There is too many games. But again, part of the reason why we love football is having the Premier League, the Champions League, so soon after. But yeah, is it something that can be narrowed down, can be given a bit of a some smaller games. Probably we'll see what happens. We'll play a strike. We don't know. But the way Rodri said it, it seems as though players have been talking about it, and I won't be surprised if that is brought into action. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. But on the next topic, I didn't want to be going into this, but yeah, I got to speak about United. And I think I was a bit too emotional after the Tottenham game. I was saying Eric Ten Hag needs to go. God, I'm tired of us getting battered. If you think of the games where we've lost by a big margin, it's too many to count under Ten Hag, and for me, it's embarrassing. Lost 4-0 to Brentford. I think on his first or second game, was it? Yeah, his second game. Lost 4-0 to Brentford. Lost 4-0 to Brighton twice or something like that. Lost 3-0 to Tottenham, 3-0 Liverpool. Lost 6-3 to City. Lost 4 to City again. The way we're losing these games, I'm thinking, what the hell is going on? And honestly, I'm left thinking, are the players not registering what Ten Hag wants them to do, or is Ten Hag's plan at fault? And again, the same gaps, the same weaknesses are showing. The same. So many gaps in the field. How is Mickey van der Ven allowed to run that length of the pitch and assist? It was incredible. I'm thinking, what the hell is going on? We saw against FC Twente as well. That running through the length of the pitch and guys, what are we doing? Again, you can see in other teams when that happens, some of the players are sacrificing the yellow. United players just allowing it to happen and thinking, okay, it's fine, let's score. But look what happened. Mickey van der Ven did it and scored. You know what I mean? I think we're too soft. We're too when things like that happen, we go in our shells and there's no fight, there's no confidence, there's no spirit. We just shirk and bam, we're beaten. And I think with even the way Arsenal have been built up, as I said before, Arsenal don't know when they're beaten. But the thing is, even before it comes to that, you know Arsenal not gonna wilt like that, because they're so they've got the spirit. Every even when they're not playing well, Arsenal will fight. Will fight because they got the play, they got the players, they got the spirit, they got the mentality. United, I'm thinking, Bro, come on, guys. What's going on? You know, no fight, no spirit. As you saw against in that first half against no, it was lifeless. And I know we've had some bad defeats on the Ten Hag, but that was arguably the worst performance I've seen from a United team on the Ten Hag. You know what I mean? It was crazy. And again, I'm hearing Ten Hag saying, "Oh, you know, we're a team in transition. We're this. We're building and all that stuff." But bro, come on, that we're seeing the same things over and over again. It's like he's not learning from his mistakes. He's not learning from his errors. You know, I mean, oh, okay, we're angry, we're mad, we want to respond. You know, I'm thinking against Villa, we're gonna see the same thing because we're not learning. You know, you want to improve the team in the summer, and yet we're still seeing the same problems. We're still seeing the same errors. We're still seeing the same gaps in midfield. I'm thinking, what is going on? You know, you know, honestly, man, being a United fan right now, I'm telling you, it's a tragedy. Um, I'm just not sure what Ten Hag is doing. You know, again, you know the when Ineos were making the decision over the summer after the FA Cup win, I wanted them to stick with Ten Hag. I didn't like, for me personally, I don't like seeing managers sacked. You know, I like seeing managers going through a tough period. You know, people think, oh, it's over for them, but then turning it around, and then we're seeing the fruits of that patience, seeing the fruits of that sticking with it. And I'm hoping that is the case for Ten Hag, but these kind of games keep cropping up. 3-0 against 3-0 against Liverpool, and then we wait until like the 60th minute to show some fight. It's not good. When you're seeing that when you're seeing that inconsistency, but it's so hard to make any backing for Ten Hag. It's so hard to say, okay, yeah, he's gonna turn this around, because we're seeing it every time and time again. We're not learning from those defeats. We're not learning from those mistakes. And I'm thinking, is he really the man for the job? Even when you know you want some personality from your manager on the touchline. Ten Hag just bro, come on, show some fight, show some arrogance, yeah, just see how Arteta, even when Arsenal are not running, when they're not, when the teams on the transition, Arsenal, Arteta's go. Arteta's he's shouting at them on the touchline, go, run. I'm not seeing anything from Ten Hag. Ten Hag is just motionless, just. And then when we concede, he's like, come on, show some personality, show some, Benny McCarthy was right. Ten Hag, he's good tactically, but you want some personality from your manager. You want some fight on the touchline. Ten Hag's just standing there, like, bro, come on. The best managers we've seen in the world have personality on the touchline. Fergie, I don't want to make comparisons to Ferguson. The latter days of United, the former days of United. But bro, the best managers we've seen in the world have personality on the touchline. Guardiola, Mourinho, Simeone, even Diego Simeone, Filippo Inzaghi. Look at him at Inter. Even the good managers, the good young managers we're seeing, right? They got some personality in the top touchline. They're showing some fight. They're showing, they're angry. They're Ten Hag just motionless. And I think, for me, Ten Hag is a really good manager. Really good manager. When people say that the detail that he brings up, and I think I agree with that. But management is that's one facet of it. Another facet is personality, showing your fight on the touchline, showing that you care. Ten Hag is just motionless. He's just standing there, and I'm thinking, how are the players supposed to respond to that? Even from the first minute, there's nothing. Again, part of that makes me doubt what can he really deliver what he wants to this team. You know, 3 seasons in, and it doesn't feel like he's got a grab, he's got a hold of the team. Okay, yes, he's changed the standards, he's changed the some of the you know the the disciplinary thing, the lack of discipline. He's changed that. He's brought that to a halt. He's ended all of that. But yeah, again, again, I want to see some fight on the touchline. I want to see something. Um, but I'm just not seeing that. And that makes me doubt whether he's got that credibility, whether he's got that arrogance, whether he's got that character to really truly lead United into the future. And I'm thinking, come on, bro, let's show something, man. Just give us something on the touchline. You fight, show some, go mad like Arteta, go mad like Guardiola, or even even the other managers we see in the league, the Brighton up and coming managers. We're seeing some anger. We're seeing some show that get the players get the players let the players know that you care on the pitch. And I think that's why you know that's why the team is so fragile. We've got a soft because Ten Hag is not he's fragile on the pitch. The team is a reflection of the manager. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know, man. I want Ineos to stick with him, and apparently he's got 2 or 3 more games to show that Ineos have been right in the decision. I think if Ten Hag doesn't improve things, he could be gone by Christmas. He could be gone by the end of October. Something needs to give. Like I said before, we're seeing the same problems arise, the same gaps, the same. Because even against Tottenham, the foundations were there. Sitting in the 4-4-2, pressing in the 4-4-2 block. Xerxes and Fernandez leading the press and all that stuff. Rashford and Garnacho inverting to counter Tottenham's flexibility in when they build up from the back. We saw, but again, the conviction wasn't there. There was no fight. There was no even if you're losing the draws, sprint and get back into position quickly. Gaps were appearing everywhere. I'm thinking, what's going on? One of the worst performances I've seen. You know what I mean? And again, it's just we're seeing that time and time again. And again, we can't beat the big 6 teams. We can't beat the big 6 teams. When was our last win against one of those teams? I can't even remember. Yeah, we beat Villa 2-1 last season. But Villa weren't a top 4. Back then. So when was the last time we beat Liverpool? Liverpool beat Liverpool 2-1 when one of Ten Hag's first games. That's the last game I can remember. We can't beat a top 6. So how are we gonna say we can win title in the next 5 years if we can't be a top 6 team? We haven't done that in over a year. It's ridiculous. Honestly, I have my doubts, but again, I want to believe that Ten Hag is the man, but I'm not seeing it right now. I'm not seeing it. And hopefully you can turn things around. I'm a guy that always looks at the big picture. I'm a guy that always looks at the light at the end of the tunnel. I'm struggling to see it right now. I want to believe it, but I'm struggling to see it. But yeah, some big games coming up, big games. And whether we can stem this tide, I don't know. But yeah, that's my rant against that's my rant for United over. But gosh, this team, man. The thing is, I don't want to compare to Arsenal and all that stuff and say, oh, look at them, man. They got But that's how I want my team to be. If we're not playing well, we're gonna be defensively sound. We're not gonna give away anything. You know, even if we're not playing, we're not gonna. You know, you're just confident. There's an arrogance. There's an aura in the team where, guys, we're not playing well, but we're not gonna give anything away. That's how I want my team to be. I'm not seeing that right now. You know, yeah, it's frustrating, but better days are ahead. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. But yeah, there's been some talk of possible candidates if Ten Hag wants to get sacked, and the names are exciting. Seb Holness from BFB Stuttgart, excellent coach. One I think yeah, tactical flexibility, the way he's got his teams playing in terms of the build up and combinations that they have. Defense. The good defense. Even Thomas Frank at Brentford. I'm thinking, raw, yeah, I'd like some Thomas Frank. I'm a big fan of him. Um, um, someone that can really, not just get the team defensively sound, but also you can platform the best players. Even with Brentford, they may not have their best players around. They may not, without Ivan Toney. Look how they manage without Ivan Toney. Look how they're managing now. Doing well, being tactically innovative without their best players. You can platform the players that you don't think you could do well with. I'm a massive fan of Thomas Frank. Also, Thomas Tuchel. I want Thomas Tuchel if Ten Hag was to go. Someone with that character, someone with that personality, someone with that arrogance, someone with that anger on the touchline, someone with that fire in their belly, which Ten Hag doesn't have. I want my manager to be angry on the touchline. I want him to go mad. That's what I want to see. Thomas Tuchel has that. We're seeing some good names crop up, but again, I don't want to see I don't want to see Ten Hag sacked, but it's leading that way if he doesn't improve things. But yeah, man. Enough of United, man, because it's making me frustrated. It's making me frustrated when I don't need to be. But yeah, yeah, So as we move on to the season, we're seeing some good games coming up. And I know it's I think it's the last set of fixtures before the international break. I think the international break's next weekend, Saturday. And the international break is the international break is the next the weekend of the 12th of October. So this is the last run of fixtures before for another 2 weeks. But yeah, some good games to feast on. Crystal Palace and Liverpool. I think that's gonna be a good game. But again, Liverpool are looking really strong right now. Some Arne Slot's doing really well at Liverpool. Crystal Palace, we're not seeing the same performance levels from Palace that we saw when Glasner first came in, and I guess that was bound to happen. But again, we truly see how good Glasner is if you can get them performing to those similar levels again. We'll see if that can happen. But yeah, that's gonna be a good game. But I think Liverpool edge that one. Again, you say Liverpool gonna edge that one. United going there, thrashing, beating the life out of them, but then not coming away with a result. Frustrating, man. But yeah, I think Liverpool edge that one. But I want to see Palace, turn this bit of it. It's not bad form. I think it's just a bit of a early season blues. I think from Palace. I think once they get things together tactically and in personnel, once they get their best players fit and firing and in the best shape, I think they'll be fine. As I said, before, my early season predictions. I thought Palace would be fighting for those, the 9th and 8th place. I think they'll be an outsider for those places. Still a long way to go in the season. We're only 6 games in now, so we'll see. there's so much games to go, so much um can happen yet. So yeah, still time for Palace to turn it around. Um, Arsenal Southampton. Yeah, I think Arsenal got that one. You know, it's sad to see Southampton in this because I really like Russell Martin. But again, as we saw with Bournemouth last season, where they failed to, I think they lost the first 7 games or something like that, and people are thinking, oh yeah, they're a candidate to be relegated. And now Southampton have just come up. But yeah, they've got they've got some really good players, man. Some really, if you look at their starting XI, Flynn Downs, um, Flynn Downs, who else? Who else was there? Brenton Diaz. He did well at Sheffield United last season. Um, Leslie Gertrude from Chelsea, who I think is an excellent talent. You know, who else is there? Will Smallbone, Matthias Fernandez, the young midfielder. Um, Cameron Archer. Some really good players in the squad, but it's just not clicking. Because the thing, the last few games they've started well, but results haven't gone their way. So yeah, but against Arsenal, I think it's gonna be a tough one. You judge Southampton by the games against those that are in and around them in the table. But again, even those games that they're struggling to win right now. But again, as I said, there's still long in the season to go. But yeah, Brentford Wolverhampton, that's gonna be a good game. I think Brentford, they're scoring, last 3 games in a row where they've scored in the opening minute, but not going on to win the games. But those are tough fixtures: Man City, Tottenham, West Ham. I expected them to beat West Ham, to be honest. But West Ham did well to come back and grab a draw. But yeah, Brentford need to find a way to win again, even despite those tactical innovations. Even all 3 of those goals. You know they were practicing the training pitch. It's not a fluke. They're intentional with that. But it's just now going on to win the games. Now going on to pick up 3 points. But yeah, as I said, as a long way in the season to go, still long in the season to go, and we'll see if Brentford can improve those results. But yeah, that's gonna be a good game. Wolves struggling, haven't won a game yet, and I think Gary O'Neill is a bit under pressure. But I thought they did well against Liverpool. I thought they really performed really well. But yeah, can they build on that even despite the defeat? But yeah, that's gonna be a good game. I think Brentford will edge that one. Leicester and Bournemouth. Bournemouth really looking really good under Andoni Iraola. Yeah, another manager, that's another name that's cropped up in the United if Ten Hag leaves. Iraola's got Bournemouth playing some really good football. The way they're set up as well, the way they're aggressive in the press, the way they dangerous in transitions. They can play up from the back if they needed. And Andoni Iraola's got them tactically flexible. They can hit teams different ways. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, Iraola is another manager to keep an eye on. I think I've heard that Ineos are going to be keeping watch over him, keeping tabs over him over the next year or so, which I have no problems with at all. But yeah, Leicester, I thought they were excellent against Arsenal at the weekend. For even though they lost 4-2, they ended up losing 4-2. But they showed some character to come back to 2-2. That James Justin goal was excellent, wonderful goal. But yeah, this is a big game. I think this is a game they need to win. I don't think they've won yet. Yeah, they haven't won yet. So this is the game that they need to carry forward. They need to this is Bournemouth who will be not outside the top 8. They need to be beating teams that are in and around them. In the bottom half, but also those teams that are just creeping up in there. Even at the King Power. That needs to be a game that Leicester needs to win. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. City versus Fulham. I'm seeing another Haaland hat trick. But yeah, Fulham. really impressed with Fulham right now. I think they're in the top half of the table so far. Let me see. I think Fulham on the top half of the table. Yeah, they're sixth right now. Three wins out of six. Impressive. Again, Marco Silva, great manager, good manager. I think he's got them really playing out of their skins right now. And who knows? You can never predict outright in the Premier League. Fulham can end up going and getting a draw at the Etihad, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, some really good games. Who else? West Ham, Ipswich. West Ham still without a win on the Julian Lopetegui. I don't know what's going on over there. I really expected West Ham to have a strong start this season, but it's just not happening for them. But yeah, they should beat Ipswich Town. But yeah, Ipswich were really good against Aston Villa. Liam Delap. I'm in Anthony Scouts is in the business of making bold predictions. Liam Delap, the next Harry Kane. Watch out. Liam Delap, he's got it. We saw those 2 goals against Villa. He could have got out. He even could have got a hat trick. But he's got the foundations. The foundations are there. He's got movement. He's a big presence. He's aerially good. Even for a player of his size, he's good on the ball. He can hold the ball. He can look after the ball. He'll run the channels the way McKenna's got him running the channels, being an outlet when Ipswich are on the ropes. Someone that can get on the channels and hold it. Bring players into play, but also he's a good finisher as well. I don't think City have got a buyback clause on him, but I won't be surprised if they do, if they've got if they've got a buyback clause, because yeah, he's that good a player. Yeah, next Harry Kane, Liam Delap. Watch out for him. I think he's going to have a good season at Ipswich. I think if he can get between 9 to 15 goals, Ipswich will do well. Will do really well. But yeah, that's I think West Ham have got that one. Everton, Newcastle. Everton did well to get their first win of the season. Who did they beat? I think wasn't an away win. They did really well. McNeil grabbing 2 goals. Yeah, against Palace at home. Fantastic result for Sean Dyche. But again, can they build on that now? Can they go again and beat Newcastle? That will be a statement. But yeah, so crucial win at the weekend. Newcastle did well against City. You know what you're going to get with Newcastle. And I think they've struggled to show that. We're going to get them physical. They'll win their duels. They'll be aggressive. They'll I think some certain aspects when Newcastle fall short of those standards, they don't get the results they want. And against City, they hit those standards. They got the draw in the end. A game which they could have won. A game which they could have easily won. But again, because they hit those standards. We know the standards we're going to get with Newcastle. They're going to be aggressive. They're going to be front foot. They're going to hit you. They're going to fight. You know what I mean? So, I thought they were excellent against City. That was a brilliant game. I enjoyed that game. And they're well worth their salt. They're well worth their point as well. So, we'll see how they got on. But yeah, that's gonna be a tight game. I think Newcastle will just edge it. I think Newcastle will just edge Everton at Goodison Park. But again, that atmosphere could play in Everton's favour. Especially getting confidence from their first win of the season. So that's always a handy way to build on something in the Premier League. So we'll see how Everton do there. But yeah, Sunday we got Villa versus United. Yeah. I don't see anything other than a Villa win. The way Villa performed against Bayern, if they perform like that against us, they're winning. It's just a matter of fact. Again, you know, are we gonna fight? Are we gonna be tactically, there again? Yeah. I think Villa got that one. Chelsea Forest, yeah. Cole Palmer. Oh God. Oh God. Cole Palmer. Bloody hell. What a player. What a player. And the thing is, you can't go against him and say he's not going to get a hat trick against Forest. Against Forest, it would have been impressive so far. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, Cole Palmer, yeah. People are saying that he's best player in the Premier League right now. I can't disagree with that. 4 goals, and all of those 4 goals just showed how good he was. Those are Cole Palmer goals. Even a free kick, amazing. But yeah, I think Chelsea. I think Chelsea will win that one. Brighton against Tottenham. I'm looking forward to that game. That's a good game. People saying Tottenham were dominant against United. No, I don't think so. I think that United were just poor and Tottenham took advantage. To be honest, for me, I think there's still some gaps that teams can exploit. Now, I really hope Brighton, I really hope Brighton bring Tottenham back to earth. You know what I mean? Because I don't think Tottenham were that against United. United were just so poor, and that United allowed them to play that way. But yeah, I think Brighton will give them a game. I think Brighton will bring them back to earth again. There's still some gaps in the midfield. There's still some gaps in there. Even at 10 men, United created some decent chances. Chances that they should have scored. Which has been our problem all season so far. But yeah, I think Brighton will bring them back down to earth. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, some tasty fixtures once again this weekend. But yeah, thank you for listening to another episode of Anthony Scouts. Some more episodes on the way where I'll be discussing Premier League, Champions League, but also I'll be getting in touch with the other leagues as well soon enough. But yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you for being patient with me, and subscribe to my channel, Anthony Scouts. Also subscribe to my website, anthonyscouts.co.uk. And yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for listening. I'm out.